The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Relendare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and tonight I'll be playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventrue.
I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Irian, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
My name's Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hakata.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And when we were last with this coterie of vampires, they were making plans to go and rescue Tessa from the clutches of Decker. They've got these plans set in motion, but that's not actually where we're going to start this episode, because we ended last episode with Roscoe and a red-headed woman who ran up on him on the street to give him a hug. And we're coming right back to that scene. As for those that saw the episode will remember, she gave him a big bear hug and looked up and was so glad that he was back and he was safe. I'm sorry for the way I reacted. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It just...
That's quite all right. You know, it's kind of on me. I should have made sure you had, or I had your contact info so I could let you know if something came up.
Yeah.
Let's get that taken care of right now, just so it never happens again.
She pulls out a piece of paper, writes her number on it, hands it to you.
Okay. And
I need your number.
Okay, well, tell you what. Again, I get out my phone and I text her number. See, now you got my contact.
This is not from your sat phone, but from your regular phone.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I was checking to see. Okay. And she gets a smile on her face. I'll try to not make assumptions anymore like I did last time. I've been hurt before, so I kind of...
I've heard you have good friends. They really stick up for you. They kind of been making life a little difficult for me here and there, but no, I understand.
I'm pretty sure they're going to make life difficult for me if I tell them that I came back to see you, because they've been trying to tell me just to, just ignore them, just go find somebody else. But, you fascinate me.
Well, you might have to do that. I mean, I don't want to, but I have some business to take care of in Milwaukee coming up here shortly, and it's dangerous business. I may not come back. I'm not sure.
Why would you go there?
We have some business to take care of.
Stay away from the university. Marquette
why?
University's a problem.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It just, things are weird there. They don't work right. A lot of things don't work right. It's an odd place. And I've heard all kinds of weird rumors about there's another building in there that's just really odd. I'll just put it like that. It's really, really odd.
Odd how?
Right.
I mean, I'm enjoying this like couple minutes we get extra minutes we have together. So I'm trying to drag it out.
Well, it's kind of it's like a shrine to Joan of Arc. But I don't know how to describe it. How can I put this? It's a holy place. A
For
really holy place.
But for whom?
God, I guess it's Joan of Arc.
Okay, I was just checking because things aren't always what they seem.
Yeah, well, that is truth right there. I'll have to give you that one. But look, and she gets real close to you. I know exactly what you are. I know exactly who you are.
Yeah, and I know about you too. It's all good with me.
Stay away from Joan of Arc. Your kind they don't do well near it.
Does true faith happen to come into it?
I don't know what you would call it, but I mean, that sounds it sounds like a holy consecrated place from what I understand, which is weird because one of my kind built it.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask me. It wasn't me. Before my time.
Okay.
And she gets a smile on her face. I'm not that old.
No, I can tell.
I mean, and then she grins even wider. I'm not the cradle robber here.
Hey, how old do you think I am?
I know how old. Let's just put it this way. I don't know how old exactly, but I have a date range.
Okay, and how exactly would you describe this date?
A century?
Pretty close. Now, speaking of dates,
And you see her starting to get kind of nervous again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you want to bring up a date. We do have to make one up again, right?
That's right, we do. I have to make it up to you, of course.
And she smiles. She goes, let's do it this way. You said you've got something you got to do. You may not be back. Let's not make a date until you come back, okay? Because I don't want you to get tied up
fair.
And then not make the date. And then I got to come burn your shop down. And then she smiles a little, but you can see the look in her eye. It's not as much of a joke as she acts.
I get that. And you know what? That's completely legit. I agree. So we'll talk again when I get back.
Take care of yourself.
I'll try.
And she actually reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a bracelet. Looks to be, you think it's silver, and she just kind of presses it in your hand. Just keep this for luck.
Okay, do I need to wear it? Or just
keep
having it? Okay. I
And
will.
Then she gets real flustered and just, oh, okay, I'll see you later. And she turns and
Right.
just kind of scurries away from you.
Bye, Samantha. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you later. And she waves as she cuts down the street. So you go back into your shop. What are you doing before we move to the next night?
I'm going to have a real close look at this bracelet.
Okay, so that is resolve all specs for your sense the unseen. Don't forget your power bonus. Because, yeah, you're going to look at it with your unseen eyes. We'll see what you get. Wow.
Wow.
On 7 dice, 11 successes.
Right, that was my roll for the night.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's see what we get here. 11 successes. It's definitely got a magical enchantment of some kind. 11, let's reward you with that shit. That's an awful lot. There's a faint tendril. It disappears about 5 feet away from it, but you know for a fact she can track wherever you are or wherever that bracelet is. She knows where it is.
Okay, then.
That's the only thing you can detect on it. It was rather skillfully done, but 11 with a crit, it's not that skillfully done. Too bad you didn't get that on the demon dagger.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? And I'll chuckle to myself like, oh, that's cute. I like that. And I'll put it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'll put it on before we go, but I'll just put it in my pocket for now.
Okay. And Roscoe goes about to prepare for his adventure the next night. We're going to flash to that night as the coterie gathers one last time before they take their their positions on this raid. And I turn it over to the players as they do their final discussions.
All right.
I
Yes.
was just saying, when everybody enters, Lamar has like laid out the weapons that are available, the stakes and everything, and he is cleaning a weapon as well.
Lamar, your people are in place?
They're in place, just got the word.
Excellent, excellent. Peter is also in place, and timing is of the essence, so I'm glad your people are there. I don't want to know any plans, because Decca is going to know I am in the city. I have a meeting with Arjun Shaw, one of his judges, to cover my entrance into the city. Etienne, who has joined me in the room.
And you see he's not wearing his normal suit. He's actually got very low-key clothes on. Pair of black slacks, polo shirt. Looks like he might actually, not a hat, nothing. Looks like he might fit in around a college campus with a very large, bulky jacket. Goes down just past his knee.
Etienne will be your support in this endeavor. Jenny, will Evan be able to escort me?
Yes, Evan will be available.
Excellent.
I've on the off chance this happened, I supplied him with something for a little bit of cover for himself. So
Excellent. Etienne has procured things that will hide your appearance, ski masks, things like that.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. As I said, I don't want to hear any plans about the actual endeavors yourself, but because the less I know, the less they can try to take from me if I get questioned. I wish you all luck.
Thanks, and hey, be careful.
Of course.
And good luck to you too, Jackie.
Thank you. And she actually picks up When she gets her little prize packet here, she's going to have a surprise when I tell her to peel off the cover. And she leaves
Like
the room.
And you head down to meet Evan.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to let the rest of the coterie make their plans as you get in the vehicle with Evan. We're going to give you a scene with Evan so you can talk about what you're planning to do with him. But we're going to let them finish their scene here first.
All right. So we get in, we find Tessa, we get out. No hero moves. Just get in. Anybody gets in our way, we drop them.
Hey, do we have a battle map we're going to be working from? Because I got some intel from a Samantha.
So,
Just yes.
go ahead.
There's a shrine to like Joan of Arc that we really need to avoid. It's in the area. Just a little additional piece. Apparently, we kindred don't do very well.
Do we
with
know
them.
where the shrine is in the area?
I have not had a chance to look that up.
Okay.
We might want to figure that out on the way over just so we don't get turned around and go blundering head on into it.
Mm-hmm.
The bats have gotten back to me, as it were. We're the best place to enter the buildings. We should enter off the main building. There's an entrance off to the side where we should be in the main maintenance building, where we should enter at.
All right. Etienne, if you can Google, maybe you can Google, is that what they call it? That for us, make sure we go in the right place.
You said the main maintenance building?
Yep, off to the side, there should be an entrance.
And Roscoe, you said a Joan of Arc shrine.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Whoever told you shrine, I think they minimized this building. It's actually quite a bit larger than that. It's not far from the maintenance building. The shrine, oddly enough, is almost in the center of the university, like dead center.
Okay.
But, I mean, you're not going to go in there anyway, so as long as, I hope, as long as you don't go in it, you'll be fine.
Okay.
If Tessa's not there, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to see it, but I think that's about as close as we're going to get. Now, I did do some looking. Unfortunately, they've got a couple rallies planned tonight. So it may be an active place. It's going to make it hell getting in, but it's also good cover overall for us because it's harder to pick us out when there's a lot of people there. Plays both sides on that one. I think it's a wash overall.
All right. Well, when we get out of there, do we split up? I mean, of course, Isabella secures Tessa. We maybe split up and then make our way back to our getaway vehicle and head on back over this way.
It's my opinion is it's going to depend on whether the rallies are still going on when we come and whether it's like a lot of the rallies where there's, groups of people bunched up walking back and forth. We're going to have to go with whatever most of the group is doing out there. If most of them are ones and twos, we'll want to be in ones and twos to blend in. But if they're 5, 6, 7, 8 deep walking around, we'd kind of stand out being in ones and twos. It's one of those, I think we'll have to play that based on what we see when we get there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everybody watch each other's backs. Don't hesitate. You see something that's out of place, call it out, and let's knock this shit out.
We've got a window here. We've got enough time. If we make the traffic and everything looks right, we'll have about 40 minutes from when we get there before the diversion goes off. I've padded it a bit. And if that's the case, we'll just wait in the vehicle until the time hits to move that way. And just in case something goes wrong getting there, we're not late.
Wait, how are we identifying each other? Are we using our own names for this?
We probably shouldn't.
It probably shouldn't, just be on the safe side.
Since we're already pinning this on the the anarchs, maybe we steal their names for this. I mean,
Like it.
you
Yeah.
know, I know it seems very on the nose, but it's one of those extra layers of just people already have a low estimation of the anarchs, so they're more likely to believe that they're that stupid. So
It's a story we're
Well,
telling.
I'll go with Nate. Nate is like John, so he'll piss someone off.
In that case,
If-
I'll have to choose something unusual like Baltazar.
If no one has any objections, I think I'll take Genghis.
All right, I knew I liked you.
Good choice.
I'm
Well-
feeling Evelyn.
Yeah, see, I was told I needed to get a new skill, so I'm thinking about juggler for
Love it.
that. Going for the jugular instead of, windows. But
We need one for Etienne as well.
You can call me James Monroe.
So fucking distinguished, man.
Diplomat. You,
Wish I was
if
James
you,
Monroe now.
Jacqueline would understand why I would use a name like that. So, I saw that there's a van parked downstairs. I guess that's the vehicle we're taking.
Yep. Emilio was nice enough to procure one for us. Shouldn't be traceable, at least to us.
That works. I'll be driving then. And Emilio just kind of looks at him. You can take it once I get out. I'll drive there. And Emilio just kind of, he looks at you briefly, Isabella, and then he just kind of shrugs. I'll ride in the back so nobody sees me while you're driving around then. And so you all head down to hop in the vehicle and drive out. And I'm going to come back to you in a minute on your ride over there. But first, let me flip over to Jackie
Mhm.
as Evan's driving.
Mhm.
And when you get in the vehicle and you all pull out, Evan's chuckling to himself in the front seat as he's starting to drive.
What's so funny?
I'm driving you. This is kind of amusing, actually. I'm sorry if I don't do all the ma'ams and the,
You don't have to.
good.
You
That's
don't
not my-
have to.
That's not my thing, really. I'm just kind of surprised I get to go to the casino.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't been banned from this one yet.
Well, let's try not to get banned tonight. I really would appreciate, as you have experience with casinos, your observations of what you see there.
Okay, I can do that.
Because there's a certain mark I'm looking for tonight. As you
Okay.
are aware.
Yeah, Felicity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and she actually puts something on the console between the two seats in the front. I'm gonna need you to make sure she gets that. It's her prize packet.
Okay, I can do that. Is there a specific time or just...
Just before she goes to dinner.
Okay, I can do that. I'll wander the place and scope it out.
Excellent, excellent. If you happen to notice anything, buy me a drink.
Now, look, just because I'm buying you a drink don't mean you get to come home with me. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, trust me, my dance card's already full.
Yeah. Plus, Jenny would probably make sure that I'm cut off for the next 6 months if I did something like that. She's, how did she put it once to me? Never shit where you sleep. You don't do things like that with business associates. Spoiled
Please
with
don't
you.
take this the wrong way, Evan, but you are not my type.
Don't take this the wrong way, Jackie. You're not my type either. I like them breathing.
I can breathe.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same.
I understand. I do understand. But no, I want you to enjoy yourself tonight, but I trust that you are very observant to the patterns that people have, and I'm sure you'll pick up things.
Well, I've spent a lot of time in the casinos.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see how this one's run, because I'm used to Vegas casinos, not, around here.
Yes. Yes. Great Lakes casinos might be a little bit different.
If you get into trouble, just yell out for me. Unfortunately, I can't bring any weapons in.
Of course.
That'll be a little difficult for me, but
That's fine. I should be fine. I am going to have a appointment with someone there that should be all the protection I need.
okay. And he gets that grin again. Still can't believe I'm driving you out there. But I guess it's better than driving that kidnap van, because I saw what Emilio stole. One. That's a damn kidnap van.
Yes, it is. But I'm sure it will be effective for what they're doing tonight.
It better be, because let's just say Free Lorenzo would have my ass if something happens to Jenny before she's done with her plans with her.
I do indeed have high hopes for their success tonight. I have entrusted my best to them.
Yeah, I figured that's why I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
I get to be the second fiddle to this one. I'm the consolation prize. I understand.
No, you're not the consolation
And he smiles
prize.
again.
I actually do find you pleasant.
Yeah. Sorry, you've not ridden. I'm just used to my normal banter.
It is fine.
And
But I promise not to cock block you.
I'm working. I've already been pre-cock blocked, you might say. I've been told I got to keep my eyes on the mission at hand tonight. So
I appreciate you.
I'm all business when we get in there.
I appreciate you.
I know, shocking to hear that, but I can be very business when I have to.
I would expect nothing less from someone who works for Fiorenza.
She's demanding at times. I still think I've been sent to Jenny solely because she got tired of my snark every once in a while.
She doesn't have the best sense of humor.
No. She's about as funny as a boot to the face. And about as subtle sometimes. And then other times, very subtle. It's a frightening aspect at times.
She is a woman that has thrived in the Clan of Kings. She must be frightening.
She was frightening before all that. And the two of you head up I-94 towards Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to flash to this kidnap van. Now to describe the van, it's a white van, but it actually has a thing on the side of it. It says Bob's Electronics, an electrician repair. But when you get inside, it's obviously that's not what's inside the vehicle. No windows to it, 2 rows of bench seats. You've got Etienne driving, heading out to Milwaukee. And I turn the scene over to you all if any further discussions as for most of you, this is the first time you got a real look at this van. Emilio's like, you like that?
Nicholas is more kind of would take the opportunity just to kind of like talk to Izzy. Just it's sort of like half under his breath, just kind of, I may have to do some things tonight.
As always, you don't get a response from her. Though you can feel her presence. You know she's with you. But she doesn't do a lot of talking to you except in the most dire of need.
Mm-hmm.
Something you've never been able to explain because she should be able to talk to you. She just chooses not to a lot.
Oh, she does like toying with me. But yeah, he would just kind of, just because he knows he tries not to take certain steps if he doesn't have to, and he may need to break those. So it's more kind of one of those bracing her for what he might have to do.
Got it? So you all see Nicholas talking softly to himself as you're riding up I-94 towards Milwaukee.
Y'all think Decker has any bacon?
Am I to assume you mean the thin blue pork, or is that not the kind of bacon you're talking about? Sorry,
No, I just wondered if he had any bacon for this egg that's about to go all over his face.
Oh,
when we're done here.
I thought this was a lot deeper than that. I'm sorry.
How long have you been waiting to use that line?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Good one, Nate. You should be sure to tell others when they're around.
Try to do that, but are we all ready? I mean, this could get
as we're gonna be,
because we could have to kill some people tonight. I mean, kill them again.
I mean, I thought we were told not to kill people, but are we just throwing that out the window now? Because
that's funny you should say that, Jenny.
No.
Throwing it out the window.
Roscoe's sorry. Balthazar's got jokes. I fucking see how it is.
So at that, Nicholas kind of looks over and goes, "That's funny, Roscoe."
Thank you, Nicholas.
It's funny because this van doesn't have windows, but we could make one.
We've got a back door we could pop open.
Let's save it for the bad guys.
That wouldn't be as discreet as we would like right now.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just it's just the interstate speed bump. It's no big deal. So, oh, sorry. None of you have probably seen that one. I'm more than just windows, but I think Evan was the one who told me about that one, the old interstate speed bump. You drive up far enough out of town, you throw some out of the car, let a couple trucks hit them. I don't know. So,
honestly, I don't know what happened. He just fell out the back.
Happens. It happens.
It does. It really does. Nah, this will be fun. Hopefully. I don't know. The other day, our associate had been very certain we shouldn't kill anybody, but now that we're kind of leaning into the whole,
we'll try not to kill anybody, but I mean, it's going to be what it is. So,
yeah, I'm not saying we go in there to kill anyone, but somebody's going to come at us, and they're not going to stop by just getting their ass handed to them. They're going to want blood, and just saying. If it comes down, if I got to choose between them and any of you, people are dying.
I did see this cartoon on the television the other day. I think they said you'd be surprised what you can live through.
He wasn't a coyote, was it?
No, it was a talking bird.
It's a little weird, not gonna lie.
Well, I was going to say, since I'm sure everyone's already thought of this, but just as a way to kind of again throw them off of our trail, since we're already going to be suspects number one, I'd probably shy away from using any of your powers of the blood that are extremely easy to trace back to you, as it were.
We should also make sure to not leave any traces of us behind. If we can make this seem just like Tessa managed to escape from whoever's there with her when this explosion just happened to be, and she wasn't necessarily rescued, that might be the best.
Etienne looks back from where he's driving. If you look in the backpack I put back there, there's lots of selections of gloves to wear. I know your kind don't normally leave fingerprints, but every time you touch a weapon, particularly the firearms, you end up with gun oil on your hands. And that does transfer fingerprints.
It does. thank you for thinking of that because I like gloves.
As I think Peter would put it, this is not my first rodeo. That's what he said when I was asking him about building the bomb.
I mean, do you have any other advice for us then?
A lot of it's going to be by the moment when we get there, really. It's until we know what kind of rallies are going on and what's happening with the campus, we won't know whether it's better to move as a group, move individually. I'd say act casual, but I don't know how casual everybody can act when we're planning to storm into the storm sewers or into the steam tunnels of the place. I know I've been in steam tunnels before. They can be a confusing warren, but it can't be that confusing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get in and out as easy. There's just a lot of unknowns, unfortunately.
You didn't happen to bring any spray paint with you, did you?
No, but Emilio pipes up from the back. What? It's an electrician van. Of course we got spray paint.
Cool. Use that for breadcrumbs just in case we need to get out quick.
And you hear Emilio rummaging around in the back. We've got black, we've got white, and we've got green. That's the colors.
Green.
Yep, green works.
This is an electrician's van. He's going to be real mad at some of his tools missing tomorrow, but, not my problem.
I was just going to ask, how do you know it was an electrician's van specifically? Did you
Because
ask
that's where I
him
took
when,
it.
Okay. Okay.
I broke into their garage and drove it out. If I can, I'll put it back.
Work tomorrow.
I would say, if I can, I'll put it back when we're done. But if I can't, we'll make sure it's found in an appropriate place.
Hopefully without too many bullet holes. Oh, wait, we're not going to Chicago. We're early on somewhere else.
If you think Milwaukee's that safe, you obviously haven't spent much time in Milwaukee. It's not as bad as, Chicago, but it's still not safe.
No, but they drink warm piss and call it beer, so.
You obviously haven't drank our beer.
I resent that.
And Emilio looks over and grins. He definitely never tried ours. Ours got some kick.
Oh.
Damn, makes me wish I could try it now.
Always when you get back.
Yeah, just sip it and see what you think.
And
Yeah, me and drinks don't do so hot.
as you're
okay.
heading up, I'm going to flash back to Jackie as her and Evan get to the casino first because they left a little bit before you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not driving a van that you don't want to be speeding in a electrician's van. That's a little bit too obvious. And you pull up in front of you get onto the tribal lands because that's where the casino is located. And you pull up and it's a big place, 15, 16 stories up.
Yeah, it's a whole
Hotel.
casino, resort,
Yep.
and restaurant and everything.
And Evan parks the car and he actually gets out and gets your door for you.
Mm.
And as you step out, appearances,
Of course. And she smiles and says, "Thank you."
and you head into the place. Now, it's a casino. It's packed.
She actually takes his arm as
Okay.
they go in,
The two of you walk in together.
and she rouses for blush of life.
Go ahead.
And I succeed.
And this is the kind of place that, with all the gambling and everything going on, it sets anyone in it in a heightened sense of alertness, using the district's rules from the Chicago book. +1 die to any insight checks to read people because everyone, and that counts for everyone reading you as well, is on a heightened sense of trying to read what's going on here because you're in a gambling institution.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just to be aware, we're using those rules.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I mean, it's busy. You got here, you got about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before she's even set to arrive for the publicity shoot that goes at the beginning of it where they get a couple pictures and, do all that stuff. It's nothing fancy, but they got to get a couple publicity shots just so they have them. So where's Jackie going to head?
She's actually going to grab herself a drink from the bar and go over to the craps table to observe.
Okay. And as you go over to the bar and go to the craps table, Evan peels off.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice as you're watching the craps game, he'll go and he'll play a game at one table.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets up and he goes to find a different table. And then he goes to another table. He's circulating the room, but doing it by playing a couple games, couple hands at this game, couple games, hands at this game. And obviously you can tell by the way he's moving, he's acting like somebody who's looking for that streak
Yeah.
by bouncing around.
And she's making small talk to other people that are watching the game. Just socializing a bit.
See, how is the person playing doing? Let's see how they're doing. The current person on the dice aren't doing too good.
Mm.
They haven't crapped out yet, but there's a lot of money on the table and hasn't hit the numbers yet.
Maybe this time he will.
Well, let's see. Wow. You say that, and then hits 8 the hard way. Double fours. The guy, hey, you're good luck, Pete. Stay with me. Stay right here. Stay right here. I finally won, and everybody around the table's laughing and clapping and patting him on the back. Finally.
You can buy me a drink with your winnings.
He looks around. Fuck it. Bring her a drink. Bring her a drink. You ever played craps before?
Long time ago.
Well, let me give you a refresher as I'm playing. And he
Yeah,
starts
tell me how it's done.
He starts telling you how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to flash back to the other group as they're passing up I-94. You're getting up there. The moment you cross the, Menomonee River, you feel it. All of you feel it. Something's off. Jenny, your eyes, as soon as you cross the river, suddenly everything looks like daylight. Involuntarily, Eyes of the Beast turned on.
Whoa. Did that hit anybody else in here?
What?
And when you look at her, you see her eyes are now red.
Oh, wow.
It's a little early to kick that on, isn't it?
I didn't do that. So it's apparently it's a perk of the area. So
I mean, I felt something as we drove across the river, but I mean, nothing like what you got.
great.
I wonder if that means the full zone extends this far.
All of you feel
That's
something
not
off.
good.
Roscoe, you feel something really off.
Genevieve is going to try to deactivate Eyes of the Beast. See, do they deactivate?
You try to shut it off, and it seems to be resisting you. I will let you use a willpower if you wish to turn it off. But that
She's just gonna
willpower
deal
will
with it.
last more than one scene. It'll last until you leave the area and come back, or you activate Eyes of the Beast again.
Yeah, she's just gonna deal with it for now.
Okay.
So.
Maybe it's a costume party and you'll blend in. And that's what people are together on campus.
Hey, Emilio, are there any sunglasses in here anywhere? Since,
Sunglasses.
sunglasses.
I mean, I don't see any. But that backpack with the gloves, there's a couple hats. You might be able to pull a hat down low.
Yeah, all right. Good idea.
You know, as someone who's done these kind of things before, everyone else will want to be, you don't want to be walking everybody with your eyes down, but if one in the group's eyes are down, it's fine. Everyone else will want to be, you're more suspicious if you're walking with your eyes down, not looking at people. It kind of makes people remember you. But if one in the group does it, it looks a little more natural than everybody glaring at everybody, and at the same time, or everybody staring at the ground.
Yeah, good call. I don't know. It's just not. This isn't seeming to stop, and so I didn't want to force it just yet. But if I was gonna say if there's sunglasses, I just put sunglasses on and just be like, I'm so drunk right now, guys, or something. You know, the light hurts my eyes, but never mind. So I'll just do the baseball hat thing.
And he pulls you one out, and Chicago Bears hat.
Yeah. Genevieve puts it on and tries to kind of pull it down as low as she can. So
You loosen the strap so that it's a little bit looser on your head, so you can actually pull it way forward to hide a lot of your eyes behind the brim. And as you pull up onto the campus itself, the closer you've gotten to the campus, Roscoe in particular, the more things just feel off.
Like how?
Something. Roll intelligence occult. Let's see what you get. It's very difficult to describe. We'll see how well you can. 4? Okay. You gonna use willpower?
Yeah, I will.
See what you get. See if you can bump that to a crit, right?
Yeah.
Might be able to, might not. Actually, you did. Makes it, let's see, 4, 7, and a crit. The null zone, you wouldn't describe it as really a null zone. It's an overabundance of magic. So much it interferes with everything. It's the oddest damn thing. So much latent magic in the energy. It actually, you can feel it in everything around you, that it seems to twist and change things a bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of off, guys, but you know, from my history, from recognizing it from way back, when they call it the null zone, it's not because there's no magic, it's because there's way too much. Are you feeling that too?
Lamar, you have blood sorcery.
Mhm.
So you can feel it to a very lesser degree because you don't have many dots in it, but you can feel it. Barely perceptible to you, though.
I mean, I don't feel it the way you do, Roscoe. Something feels real different between being here and being in Chicago. Like, yeah, I don't have the words for it, but I mean, if you say it feels like there's more magic instead of none, I guess that makes some sense.
Yeah.
When
Good.
I was to say, when Roscoe mentions it feeling weird, Nicholas will Oblivion sight and look around.
Okay. And as your eyes go black and you see, well, it looks almost like daylight to you as well when this happens. Doesn't look out of the ordinary to you from your sight, other than, I mean, there's more spirits than you would expect.
And then he'll turn it off. It seems busier than normal.
And you pull up, you've got a little bit of time now. Etienne was right. There's rallies going on. You see in the distance as you're pulling into park somewhere on the campus. There's a number of bonfires going. Students everywhere partying. They're
Can we
walking,
tell
huddled groups.
what kind of parties?
From looking at the signs, it seems to be protests going on. Not quite sure what they're protesting yet. You'd have to get closer to the bonfires, but Definitely seems like protests. You swear you see a couple effigies being burned at some of these bonfires in the distance. At least you hope it's effigies and not actual people.
While we're kind of like looking around, I also want to use where the shroud ends.
Oh, now there's an interesting power. Let me pull this one up. So I'm got it all to look through it.
I think it's
Wits and Oblivion.
Oblivion.
Yep. Difficulty is 3.
And then I get the +1.
Yep, you get your power bonus. Four. That's enough.
I will.
You gonna willpower? You hoping for a critical?
Eh.
Because a critical win changes what you learn.
Yeah.
Nope. 4 is
It
still
really
enough.
didn't change.
It's definitely thinner here than a lot of places. Not as thin as what you saw that night when you went to the murder hut out in the woods, but it's definitely thinner than what you would expect. Noticeably dropped from what you're used to around Chicago.
Just as a really quick question, can I use Sense the Beast to tell if like there's 2 separate groups here that are hostile towards each other, or if this is just I know I won't be able to tell who the hostility is against, but if it's like feels like it's directed, that makes sense.
Sure.
Instead of just like
I'll let you
pissed
roll
off
for your
people.
Sense the Beast on that. Resolve animalism with your bonus die. And depending on how many successes you get, I'll give you a general feel for the crowd as you're scanning through. 3. Okay. You gonna willpower that one? Yep, you will. So you got 4. You're not getting a lot of hostility out of this crowd. They may be protesting, but if you're not feeling any hostility, you're pretty sure it's just a bunch of drunk college people looking for excuses to go out and get drunk and party on the campus and light shit on fire.
Oh, okay.
Can we see the building that
Yes, you can see the maintenance building because it's not far from the road. That's how you get the maintenance vehicles in and out. You can't park in front of it, but
I mean the Joan of Arc building.
you can also see it. It's far enough away you
When-
can't make much out of it, but it's right not far from the maintenance building. And before you ask, yes, there's a bonfire out in front of the maintenance building.
What is it with these people and these fucking fires, man?
A part of me is morbidly curious of what would happen if that fire close to the Joan of Arc building got out of hand and to do some damage.
I mean, I like the idea, but who's gonna do it?
Emilio,
I'm just
Emilio
curious.
grins. You see him as soon as she mentions that, he grins. I mean, we've got something I can siphon a little gas out of the tank with. I mean, if you want a fire, we could. Isabella, you know me. I love lighting fires. We can do that.
Promote this man.
I can't promote him much higher.
Don't forget that one of us probably would not be a great idea for one of us to do it, get anywhere close to it.
What I do is I put it in a can, put the lid on it. Then we go over there, or I go over there, and I just kind of, you notice they're all drinking beers and shit. I'll just throw the can in the fire towards the fire from a distance like I'm throwing beer. It'll take a few seconds before it melts through the plastic lid enough for the gas to come out, but then it's going to whoosh.
These drunk idiots won't even know what hit them. I'm for it. I like it, but it's up to you.
And
he looks at,
Emilio looks over at Etienne. It's not my first rodeo either.
It's odd that this building is like kind of like right in the middle. The Joan of Arc thing.
Right in the center of the campus, literally dead center.
we?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's also the spot where the shroud's the thinnest for you, Nicholas.
Part of the intel I got on it was that it was created by a mage. Now, that kind of also puts it right at the center of the null zone.
Well, then light that shit up. Fuck them.
Something we should do after, though, to kind of distract our getaway. They'll probably be partying all night.
Distraction for the distraction. I dig it. Like it.
And Amelia's been rummaging in the back, and you see him pulling out WD-40. This goes in real good in fires, too, by the way. And he's pulling out everything that could possibly be used as an incendiary device. You have really gotten his attention with, fire. He's a bit of
Lamar's
a firebug
paying.
that Isabella keeps on a chain about that, but she knows it's in his back pocket.
Lamar's paying very close attention to the things that he says are flammable.
And we're going to flash back to Jackie as she's been on this guy's arm for a good 20 minutes.
Is he still running on a streak?
He's, let me see. Let's see how long his streak lasted. I like to roll for that. It's starting to go cold again, but he's still convinced that if you stay around him long enough, he'll hit again. Gambler's delusion, for sure.
Absolutely. And she says, luck is often fleeting. And actually, Jackie isn't using an accent in this place at all.
You see, as you're talking, because you've been cutting eyes, it's getting close to the time. You see, coming into the main floor area, standing right at the entrance to it, not actually stepping in, Arjun Shaw has showed up.
She's also going to scan around the room. Does she see the mark?
The mark is, she's arrived, but she's talking with, looks like somebody from the front desk, getting told, how it's going to, what she's got to do, where, all that stuff. She's getting the basic info.
And I didn't catch your name.
Oh, yeah, I'm Tony.
Oh, Louise. I'm sorry, but my date's here. Have a good night, Tony.
And he looks over, lucky damn man, Jesus Christ. At least my luck's already been turning. At least somebody's going to hopefully get lucky. Maybe you, right?
Maybe.
And Felicity, you put her maybe mid-20s, a little bit older than that, long blonde hair.
What Jackie's trying to do is she's looking at the crowd, trying to find a path that will keep her blended into the crowd so that if Felicity turns or looks, she won't notice Jackie.
Jackie's not a very tall woman. So
She's about 5'6".
Yeah,
right?
it's not very tall when you're considering
There's men and stuff in here.
a lot of men. It's a casino. It's more men than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy for you to navigate that. Now, Felicity's long blonde hair, gorgeous woman, actually. She's wearing a gold, just a little bit of sequin in it, but not overly flashy, just enough to give it a little hint of sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
Full length gown. She dressed very nicely for the place. Like she was ready to, to do some stuff. There's nobody with her.
Okay.
And Evan actually leans over as you're moving through the crowd. He just leans over, kind of bumps into you. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry. And he leans close, says, this place is crookeder than shit.
You noticed that too. Good.
They've got patsies that move around. Mainly over at the Texas Hold'em groups, where they're working with some of the dealers in the damn place, taking other people's money. I think this place is about as crooked as it gets.
I'm not surprised. The mark is here. She's at the front desk right now.
He looks over. Not bad. She's a bit of a looker.
Mm-hmm. Hands off.
Oh, no.
She's mine.
You don't touch, in a con game, you don't make it a love con.
That's right.
Bad news.
Exactly. Keep an eye on her. In case I lose her, I'll swing back by and find out where she went.
Okay. And Arjun saw you coming towards him, and he just points over towards the bar and heads that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's, of course, dressed immaculately. He's got a well-tailored suit. It's a dark blue, not quite a navy. It's a little darker than even that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a blue-black.
He's always impeccably dressed. And Jackie tonight is wearing a cocktail dress. It's, royal purple with some silver studding along the edges of it. Nothing too flashy, but just, appropriate attire for a casino. And she walks over and joins him in the bar.
Okay, and he actually goes over and finds a corner booth.
And she has a seat.
Good evening, Jacqueline.
Good evening, Arjun.
How was your trip?
Fruitful.
Yeah? How did the business with Abigail go?
Excellent. She is still there, of course, doing her training, but she did exceptionally well from while I was there.
Good.
Yes.
I've been meaning to get a trip back there, but I've been kind of busy. So much going on here. I'm glad you wanted to meet with me, though, because it's great to touch base.
Yes, absolutely. Things are going well in Edinburgh.
Good.
They definitely have a good hold on the situation there. So it is thriving.
That's what I heard as well, is that things are progressing according to their plans.
And it was so nice to be in a city that was stable. But
You're not joking with that one, this place here.
I did make a quick stop by London.
No, risky.
I know how to be discreet.
No.
I was what I was for a long time.
Yeah. Glad you made it in and out then, because, yeah, haven't been back there since I left.
You hear whispers, I felt him.
And he stops and just looks at you. We're going to have to talk about that at some point, somewhere
Yes.
a bit more private.
Yes.
Because I still hear the whispers.
I still feel it.
Good to know. It's good to know that I'm not crazy.
No, you're not.
I didn't question it, but others might if
Yes.
it got back around the circle.
It was best that you told me.
Well, kind of an odd place to meet with you tonight, though, but
I actually have someone else I'll be meeting while I'm here, but I wanted to, since I was in the city, touch base with you, see how things have been. How are things going with the ones you're trying to enlist?
well, it's going as well as it can given, as you put it, instability. There's a lot of instability in the city at the moment. And the ones with power are some of the most unstable of all of them.
Yes. That has been noticed far and wide.
Yeah, I've been getting rumors of animal control is going to have to do a lot more work, because I've been getting rumors that, we're getting a bit of a population problem of strays.
Really?
Yeah, a lot more hounds and mutts been seen around lately, if you understand where I'm
I
going
understand
with
what you're saying.
this. Yeah,
Is it more, or are they doing diversion tactics?
can't tell. I don't, I am capable. I am a soldier. I am still able to fight,
Of course.
but it's not my war.
I know.
The ones who to watch for that are on edge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hopefully what I'm doing tonight with the other person I'm meeting with will lead me to a solution to the bolstering of their numbers.
Yeah. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Absolutely. So tell me, how's business?
No, business is great. I mean, security work is the one job security you can look at. Really, when you think about it, is everyone always wants more security and more security
And more,
and more security.
especially as new vulnerabilities become apparent.
Yeah, it's a catch-up game. It also doesn't hurt that if once in a while you find some stuff that makes everyone else want to catch up. It's good for business on that end too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excellent. Well, I'm happy to hear it. I'm glad that your corporation has taken off so well here.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. And the two of you have a talk for a little bit, and we're going to flash back over to the other group as you're catching up, but doing it very circumspect, not giving away anything about
Not at all.
what you're not supposed to talk about. We flash to the other group. Now, have y'all decided whether Emilio's going to go set something off now or later? Because if you listen to him, he wants to do it now. But
I think we should wait.
My vote's later.
Yeah, later, and use that to cover our escape. Keep people's attention on something else other than us.
so
Yeah,
let me know when
that's-
you're trying to come out. And I'll set up a diversion. That works. So what's your plan, everyone, to get near this maintenance building with the fire out front?
Is
Pretty
is
easy
there
to
a,
do. It's pretty easy to avoid most of the bonfires. That one is going to be the real problem.
I was going to say, can we take a path that involves the least amount of bonfire?
You can go a roundabout way. You might even be able to come up from behind the building and avoid the bonfire that's out front.
Are we? I mean, do we have enough time in our scheduled time, like our added time that Etienne got us to take that longer route without?
There was a
Throwing
little
things
bit
off?
of traffic, but you still got 30 minutes to spare. So you've got time to plan out and to slowly approach rather than just run headlong towards the building.
I think the long route would do us better.
I imagine running head first makes us conspicuous.
Yeah, even a drunk frat boy might remember something like that.
Is scanning around, is there any school, most universities and stuff now have vehicles on campus for like their maintenance workers and stuff they drive around in?
There's a number of security golf carts, campus security. They're saying far back from the various protesters, but you see them around the fringes of it. They seem to be having the policy of hands off, just let the college students get it out of their system. As long as there's no reason to get in, they don't. And you haven't seen any of them do anything but lurk at the edges.
Okay.
We are in a electrical company van. We could pose as the maintenance workers going in.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking along the same lines. I was going to say if we could get them to disperse as the maintenance crew needs to come in and this is dangerous for that reason sort of thing. But we don't have like school badges or whatever, so it's.
Do we have clipboards? That's almost as good.
Etienne
They're
looks
drunk
back from the
college
front.
kids. If we
They're
Sorry.
drunk college kids. I don't think
Okay,
they're going to look for a ID.
use to act with authority, it'll be fine.
Right.
So,
Are there traffic cones on the side of the truck that we can go and just start
yeah.
putting them down as we walk towards the side of the building?
Yeah.
Like we're there with purpose.
There's a ladder on the top, some cones. Yeah, it's an actual electrician's van.
All right, let's do it. I'll get the ladder. Someone grab a few cones, and then everybody else just. Evelyn, you are the person who called us. So you're going to show us where we need to go to take care of this issue with the two wires. So yeah.
Of course. Follow me.
I'll trail the back. If someone approaches that is like the drunk frat boys, I will break off and kind of give them the you should fuck on off look. So
I like it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So rather than stealth, you're going to just get some clipboards, put on the tool belt, and boldly walk up there as the electricians.
Like we belong there.
And you all start heading across it. Now, since you're not doing any kind of stealthy with it, I'm not going to make you roll stealth. You don't get close to any of the fires for a while. We'll leave that off the table too. But you do get close enough to the Joan of Arc building that you get a good look at it. And when you look at it, you feel unclean. You feel like abominations. You feel like monsters. I mean, it just washes over you looking at it.
Definitely gonna try to divert the path a little bit so that I'm not walking too much near that. Also on the way, on the way we'll attempt Blush of Life just to.
Okay. I mean, you could try without it. They're drunk college people. I'm not sure how well they're gonna, remember anything the next morning.
Also dark with a flickering light.
Yep.
I'm more worried about running into someone from the actual campus who isn't inebriated.
And Jenny, it's funny you mentioned the drunk frat boy. 'Cause sure enough, a group of like 4 of them are beelining towards you and Isabella.
Yeah. Once they get within like distance, I just put my hand out. I'm like, whoa, back it up, boys.
Hey,
This
come
is a
on,
f-
baby. Come on, have a drink. Come party with us. Come on.
When he says baby, Genevieve takes a step towards him and kind of puts her arm around his shoulder. She brings him real close, so it's kind of pulls him down since she's shorter, pulls his face kind of underneath the hat, and she just kind of breathes into his face, and she's like, I'm not your fucking baby. You and your boys can fuck off.
And he kind of splutters a bit, and his 2 buddies start laughing. I guess she told you. She's not into the jocks, you dumb shit. And they start pointing at him, and they're laughing, and he at first looks really upset, but then he kind of just shrugs. I guess not. That's all right. I saw that some of there's tries over there, man. We're gonna go try for that.
Yeah. Good luck.
I mean, everyone else tried them. Why you can too? And the others too laugh at it, and so they start staggering off.
When he starts staggering away, Genevieve trips him, and
Okay.
as she turns away from him, she just hooks her foot underneath his leg and just kind of trips him and
He's
keeps
drunk.
on walking.
I mean, there's no way he could even realize it's about to happen. And when he falls again, his buddies start laughing. And that's why, y'all lost that last game, isn't it? Couldn't even run down the field with the damn ball. What's wrong with you? They start laughing again. He gets up. I think I just need another drink. Let's go over there and get some more of the natty ice, and then we can go find us some tries, man. Let's go get some of that. And they start staggering off again, and you realize, Jenny, that your obvious predator with people this inebriated isn't phasing them at all.
Finally, a positive.
You all head closer to this building. Now, when you get close to it, you've coming up from the backside of it, so you've avoided the fire out front. And you reach right to the maintenance door. The door is locked, unfortunately. But I don't think that's going to be that big of a problem for this crew.
I'll attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. What's everyone else doing while Lamar picks it?
Nicholas
I'm-
is watching the men or boys or whatever the fuck they are walking off. Just kind of keeping an eye on if anybody else starts walking.
Well, every
towards
once in a while,
them.
somebody steps around the building. It appears they come around the edge of the building and they take a leak on the side of the building, and then they go back out front to the bonfire. Seems to be happening quite a bit. Alcohol's run right through them. Go ahead and roll your dexterity larceny skill there, Lamar.
I'm gonna rouse so I can surge.
Okay, go ahead. And then we'll be flashing to Jackie here in a minute. You did not get hungrier. So far, so good. Let's see. 1, 2 successes, looks like. It still hasn't caught up yet. Looks like a bit of lag on it. 3 successes. Okay. Moderate. You going to willpower that, or are you just going to go with 3?
Just gonna go with 3.
It takes you a bit, 3 or 4 tries, but you finally get it to where you can turn the knob and open the door. And Emilio actually leans over to you, Isabella. I could have done it in half the time.
Is Emilio at the car still?
Oh, no, you're right. Etienne just kind of looks at him, shakes his head. That's right. I thought Emilio, that's right, because Emilio would have done it in half the time. Etienne don't pick locks. And Etienne actually holds the door because he's been acting as the one, like the foreman, because of his normal bearing. After you.
Yeah.
Lamar rocks in with his tools.
Balthazar, drop a cone by the door. Just leave it in front of the door. Now, we don't want people thinking they can just walk in. We've got work to do in there. And you step inside. Now, as soon as you get inside, you can see, you know where the steam tunnel entrance is. It's marked. Steam tunnels. Nice little door. Because this is the maintenance building. You can see the pipes that come up from it into the main maintenance building as their boilers and everything else are in that room. And this is where Etienne goes, this is where it's going to get interesting. Because there's nobody in the maintenance building. It's closed at this hour. There's nobody here.
Before we leave this particular room, is there like a lock on the inside of the door that we can just turn to lock it?
Yeah, because Lamar picked it.
Okay, but we can relock it just to keep honest people out.
Okay, you just lock the door behind you.
Okay.
The steam tunnel door is not locked, and you can hear the hiss of steam down there. You can hear banging and clanging. So what is your plan as you enter the steam tunnel? It seems to be a stairway, drops about 10, 11 feet. So it's under the buildings and then moves on from there.
You look to see what direction, just to make sure it's not going underneath the...
It's not heading towards the Joan of Arc building, no.
Okay.
It's heading away from it, at least this section of it.
Nicholas will turn on Oblivion Sight.
Okay. And when you turn on Oblivion Sight, you're being watched by a number of ghosts. They're just kind of looking at you, and they're talking amongst themselves, and they're kind of cocking their head and looking at you. And then they talk amongst themselves, and then they look at you. You've seemed to cause a stir.
We are not alone. There are multiple spirits here.
7 is what you can count from what you can see. Now, there's boilers and shit in your way. If you see 7.
What's their disposition?
Do they look like angry?
They're curious.
They seem more surprised.
Let's not get many visitors out this way. Lamar's going to lead the way down the stairs.
Okay. And we're going to flash back to Jackie real quick as they head down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie, you've been having a conversation with your pater. The whole time you've been watching Felicity as she's gone over to the money changing section.
Mm-hmm.
She got handed a nice fat stack of chips.
Yep, that was part of her prize winnings.
Mm-hmm. This is a casino that hasn't switched over to the card method that a lot of the newer casinos has, because they're trying to go for that old feel.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's sitting there holding them, she's looking around, and she's got like 2 boxes of chips.
I want to do an insight check on her.
Okay.
While I'm sitting here just conversing with Arjun.
Okay. So you can roll
Wits insight?
Wits insight?
Yeah,
Remember your bonus die.
Yeah, I'm actually going to add a bonus also for desires. I want to see what her desire is at this moment.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, it's purely off body language, but that don't mean...
That's okay. Jackie can read
It's impossible, yeah. Let's see if you got all your bonus dice to it. Plus 2 dice from it, 1 from that, 1 from your specialty, yes.
And I'm going to willpower.
You've got 5 so far.
6.
6. She's casually looking around like she's wanting to go play some games, but she also keeps looking over her shoulder like she's checking to see if she's been followed or possibly if there's somebody there that'll recognize her. A
Interesting.
hint of nervousness to the way she's acting.
Okay. Jackie just pockets that for now.
Yep. And she actually goes over, and the first thing you see is she heads over to Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
And as you're watching, based on what you were told by Evan, when she gets there, a player moves over.
Mm-hmm.
She plays a little while. A new player joins the table. Plays a little while. A new player joins the table. And her luck goes from winning to losing
Quickly.
very quickly.
Faster than the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you were told by Evan, it's obvious they
They're
moved
scamming.
right in on her.
Mm-hmm. She's known.
They are causing her. You can't see from this distance whether they're just outplaying her, but it's pretty obvious that she's losing a lot more money than she's making.
Yeah, they honed in on her really fast. She's known. Okay. That Jackie just pockets all that information while she's conversing with Arjun. They're talking about things that they miss about Europe.
Yep. And we'll flash back to the other group, and we'll come back to you before when she gets up to go to the dining area. Well, actually, shortly before the dining area, because you know what time she's scheduled to go into the dining area, and you have things to do beforehand.
Yes, I do.
We're flashing back. As you're heading into the steam tunnels, what is everybody doing? Let me get some thing. What's the plan?
Genevieve takes off the ball cap and puts on the ski mask. And then she's going to kind of step back from the group so that they're not looking at her, and she's going to go invisible. So that'd be unseen passage. So
Yep.
Browse check.
And you get hungrier. And your beast, does it speak? No, it's not really speaking. It's growling in your head. More feral than you've ever heard your beast act. No words, no sentence, just anger, fear, and pain. All in one growl. And you all see Etienne open up his jacket, and he pulls out a MAC-10 submachine gun with a collapsible stock with a sound suppressor on the end of it. It's hanging from a strap. He just gets it out, but he doesn't hold it in his hand. He's just got it hung from the strap, just in case.
Lamar will reach into the bag. He'll grab a steak. Actually, first he'll put his mask on.
Okay.
And he will grab a steak and he will activate. He'll activate Silence of Death.
Okay.
Just to make sure his steps are a little bit quieter.
And Etienne starts handing out sunglasses. Well, not sunglasses, glasses. They're regular glasses. Polarized lens. Any kind of an angle from a camera, and they're going to look more like mirrors to the camera than actual lenses. This will hide everybody's eyes if you walk in front of a camera.
When Etienne says that, she kind of puts a hand on Genevieve puts a hand on his shoulder. She kind of goes around and does that to everybody so they can see her.
Yep.
With using our modified rules. And she puts a pair of sunglasses on, or the glasses, I mean. So.
As soon as Genevieve touches everybody, you start seeing her appear, because for the viewers, just to explain how we're doing these rules, is this is a mind power. And the way it works is unseen passage means if nobody knows you're there, they don't see you until something gives you away. Well, in this case, she gave herself away to only her coterie. Other people that encounter her don't know she's there, and they have to see through it like normal. So, just so everyone's aware of how it is. So you all see Jenny appear as she touches each of you. And who's putting on the glasses? Is everybody planning to wear them?
Yeah, Nicholas will put on the glasses, the mask, and gloves.
Okay.
As does Isabella. She'll also take one of the steaks from Lamar.
Okay.
And then has her silver knife in the other hand.
And Nicholas, I assume you still have Oblivion sight up. One of the spirits that was upstairs has actually followed you down the stairs a bit, and is still just watching you, kind of really curious.
He'll look over at him. Care to speak?
Wait, you see me? Can you hear me?
I can.
And now that wonders never fucking cease. I've never seen this.
What are you all doing here?
Uh,
A strange place to be
Wait.
gathered.
You know, we're kind of wondering the same thing. I don't know why you're in our citadel, which seems kind of odd. Your kind don't, I mean, there's more of you down there, but you all normally, I mean, you don't pick the locks. Name's Victor.
My name is Nicholas.
Oh, right. Mind if I call you Nick?
That's fine.
Nicholas sounds too stuffy. I mean, just curious what, and everyone else, you hear him talking to somebody, but you don't know who the hell he's talking to. So, yeah, I'm just, like I said, we were all curious. I mean, besides the big one and the girl, not many of your kind are around here tonight. The fires run you off normally.
The ones of us that are here, how many would you say?
Well, down in here tonight, there's only 2 others. Like I said, the big one and the girl.
Is there something I can do for you?
Tell me what you're doing down here. Look, everyone else is afraid to go down here. This shit gets wonky, kind of weird. I mean, plus, your kind aren't exactly ones that we normally like to be around. They tell me I'm stupid for doing this, but I've always been curious about everything. It kind of, it's how I ended up dead. You know, just small point of advice, okay? Don't try to take a landmine apart.
Angus, who are you talking to?
It seems we have 2 folks downstairs. A large gentleman and a woman. Or I suppose a large person. It may not be male.
Oh, definitely. He's a big dude.
Kind or kindred?
Our kind, my understanding would be kindred.
Is that what you all call yourself? I've never had one talk to me before. It's kind of interesting.
I'll make you a deal.
Okay. Hey, gonna get me blown up? You don't want me to talk about landmines again, do you?
No. I would be willing. You say you're a curious sort.
Oh, yeah. That's why I came down here. I wanted to see what you're doing.
We can see all manner of things if you help me.
I mean, depends on what you want help with, but I can help. Why not?
So, you said there were landmines here?
No. That was World War II. I wasn't even in it. I just found one, and I thought it was a training one or a dud or something, so I went to take it apart, and turns out I was mistaken. 30-year-old landmines still work.
They do indeed.
Yeah, rather effectively, unfortunately. But I know how they work now.
It's useful information, to be sure.
No, not as useful on this side. I can assure you of that. It's not nearly as handy as it would have been before.
Are there any other tricks downstairs?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple places where the steam will burn you. Pretty bad, actually. There's patterns to them. Steam doesn't really hurt our kind, really, but I'm sure it'll do something to you. Well, maybe. mean, it's a rat's nest, but this section you're in here, I mean, it pretty much only leads one place, and it leads to one of the main junction rooms where they do a lot of they got the, what did they call it? They said it was the conduit. That's what I heard it's called. It's all the network cables and stuff that they run through here that these college people get mad when it breaks.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I mean, it's our citadel. We wander there all the time. Well, up until your friend got in there, like I said, we avoid your kind. It's just safer. We've learned. Apparently I didn't.
Would you be willing to show us the way?
Why not? I mean, it's pretty much straight thing, but I can show you where the steam is.
That would be extremely beneficial.
I know every time the college people come down here, the maintenance guys, there's a valve they turn off before they go through that section.
Where's the valve?
It's right before you get to it. I can show you where that is.
Also, can you do me a favor in the future?
You got a lot of favors. I mean,
Favors beget favors. If there's something I can do for you.
well, I mean, later on, some point you can tell me why you see me. I could use your help with that one, see, because if you can see me and you can hear me and you can talk to me, I've got a granddaughter I wouldn't mind you playing relay for.
Perhaps we can arrange a trade.
Because I left some valuables that the family never knew where to find because, well, I blew myself up before I could tell them where they were. It's a little late to help my kids, but I can help out my granddaughter, make things a little easier on her.
I'm willing to assist.
Well, then cool. Yeah, we'll go down this hallway here. Watch out. Don't touch the pipes. They're really hot. Well, for you. And he actually reaches over, puts his hand through it, and pulls it back out. For me, it's not much.
If you ever see those drunk men,
This is a college campus. You do realize I see drunk men all the time.
if you see specifically any of them that are rude, scare them for me, will you?
Now, see, we can't. You're going to get me in a lot of trouble with that one. We're not allowed to do stuff like that here in the Citadel. There's rules against that. I mean, technically, you could say there's rules against talking to you, but the rules don't say I can't talk to those who talk to me. So.
Then no harm, no foul.
Right. A loophole. But
Please show me the way and then we can discuss these belongings.
And he starts leading you down this steam tunnel. And you go deeper. And it really is a straight shot, though you have to duck under some, step over pipes in other areas, sometimes hanging cables getting away, and you have to kind of duck under them. He doesn't. He just walks through everything. Doesn't seem to bother him.
As we're walking, we have a tour guide.
Yeah, good luck for us.
I'm good because I didn't want to stay here for supernatural speed dating. So,
And the guy walking looks back. What's he talking about supernatural speed dating? That's something.
It's complicated.
I mean, I've seen some of the speed dating they did here. We place bets. Well, some of us do. It's rather amusing, actually, to watch. Oh, yeah, right here. That valve right there. And he points at a valve, Nicholas. It wasn't a very big valve. You probably would have missed it. Yeah, turn that one. Just turn it right all the way till it stops.
So Nicholas will do it.
And when you turn it, you hear the pressure build in the pipe behind you, and it rumbles and shudders a bit. But the steam in front of you, it didn't look like much, but it all kind of just fades out after he does it. He goes, yeah, that's gotten more than one person. That shit's really hot up there.
And then as he's turning the valve, Nicholas will look back. Careful not to touch the pipes.
And as you're walking down, you can see in the distance now, Jenny, you still have Eyes of the Beast. Nicholas, you've got your Oblivion sight up. You can see there's a room up ahead. And you can, from where you're walking, you can actually see there's a woman sitting on the couch. Just sitting on a couch. And you can see she's on one end of the couch, and on the other end of the couch is a very large Native American man. Jet black hair. And he's kind of leaned casually on the other end of the couch, and they're talking, and now that the steam's turned off, you can actually hear her laugh every once in a while. He's like, oh, this is a good trick. Nick, check this out. Look straight ahead. You see him?
I do.
No, you don't. That's a mirror. Couch is over there. You're seeing it.
And so Nicholas will, like, as he's being told this, sort of signal that, like where the image of the two are, and then point where they're saying the images.
I mean, judging by how loud the laugh was before you heard the laugh, you can talk softly here without being heard. I mean, you only catch bits and pieces. You can't even tell what they're talking about. You just heard bits and pieces of the laugh.
So, large Native American man, woman on a couch, just around the corner.
And Jenny, you're pretty much the one who can really see it well, unless somebody has heightened senses and wants to enhance their eyes at that point. And then Isabella, I know you have heightened senses. You can see that when you enhance your vision. It's definitely
Does Isabella
Tessa.
know about like the effects of zone on like certain skills like
Nope.
heightened senses?
No.
Isabella's gonna do it then.
Okay. Your heightened senses kick in with only barely any effort. Matter of fact, they're even sharper than usual. The odd thing is, you can tell it's a mirror because you can see the slight imperfections in the glass. Because something about this area has made your auspex even better. And that's definitely Tessa sitting there. She doesn't appear restrained at all because your enhanced vision lets you see much clearer than anyone else. She's not restrained, no chains, no anything. She is leaning back casually on this couch looking at who you assume would be Akawa. And she's smiling at him as they're having a conversation.
I rolled, I know this should be a kindred, but since we were warned about possible lupine, I wanted to do Sense the Beast to check this individual out, and I did get a critical, thankfully. So
Messy crit, because you're lucky. If you hadn't got a critical, the mirror would have fucked it up. They're both kindred. And you sense no hostility from either of them.
Genevieve kind of whispers, they aren't hostile with one another at all. It's weird considering the situation.
You think they're bonded? Not something that Decker's above doing for control.
Now, Roscoe, one thing you do know, she couldn't bond him. Do you know that the Tremere's bond doesn't work on kindred anymore? That was what broke the tower, or the pyramid in the first place.
Interesting. Obviously she's not bonded him because, our bonding doesn't work anymore. And she is Tremere.
And as you all decide what to do, I'm going to flash back to Jackie since you are deciding how you want to approach this. Give you all a chance to think of what you're going to do here. Jackie, it's getting close to that time.
Yes, and she says, Well, Arjun, it was a pleasure. I do have to meet with my other meeting this evening.
I totally understand.
Mm-hmm. Will you stay for a bit, or?
Well, I mean, I've blocked off tonight. Don't have anything else going on. Not really a gambler.
Okay.
Plus, this place is pretty shady.
Yes, it is. It is unfortunate.
I've told Decker to shut this shit down, but Akawa has interest here, so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He gets money out of it.
Yeah, of course he does. He's getting lots of money. He's raking people over the coals.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's absolutely despicable.
But I'll be here in my corner thing.
Okay, thank you. And I'll return as soon as I can. It shouldn't be too long.
Perfect.
And she goes out and she first stops by the security room.
Okay. And when you come up, the door says security on it. But it's a half door.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the guard behind the desk, and there's only one guard sitting there. And as you stand there for a second, he finally turns around. Can I help you? I mean, I hope so.
You most certainly can. And then she's going to mesmerize him. She's going to rouse for that.
Okay.
That's success.
Okay.
Jackie is not getting hungry tonight.
Mm-mm. He doesn't get to be the feast.
I'd like for you to shut off the cameras for that reserved table for the contest winner for the next hour. And then forget you ever saw me.
And because he's kind and he doesn't know about dominate, he has no resistance to it. There's no role to do it. And with a mechanical thing, he does a nod. He turns over and he hits the keyboard a couple times.
As soon as he does that, Jackie.
And as you're
stop.
walking away, you hear him go, God damn it, the damn camera's on the fritz again.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to put a maintenance thing in for later.
Mhm.
I hate doing that paperwork. I'll do it at the end of my shift. Fuck.
And Jackie walks to the table right behind the contest winner's table.
Okay. And when you get in there, Felicity's already sitting down there, but her back is to you
Mm-hmm.
as she sits down there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to flash right there back to the other group briefly. As you're standing there debating what to do, something distracts you. Something startles all of you. A howl sounds down the steam tunnel from behind you. It's the howl of a wolf. And then another. And then another. And then a fourth. And this is where we are going to break, everybody. With, on one end, Akawa and Tessa, the other end, Lupine. In these steam tunnels. Jackie about to find out what she can find out from Felicity. I will see you all in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break while these players go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. See you in 10 minutes.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story? From the lips of Bathory, they call me Felicity Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of she really a Jabbat Bathori? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, deeply beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, deeply youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? A Jabbat Bathori. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, Jackie's about to talk to Felicity Miller. And the rest of the coterie, they've got a lupine problem, which Sergeant Shaw warned Jackie about a little bit too late, that there might be some activity coming from the dog pound of the city. And as the coterie is down in the steam tunnels, we're actually going to flash over it with Jackie instead. Jackie, you settle in as Felicity's sitting there, and the waiter comes over, takes her order. You hear, because you're close enough, she getting a big old prime rib.
Because it's on the house tonight.
Yep. She said the words, "I'll start with the prime rib."
Felicity Miller, if you turn around, you die.
Wait. Who are you? How do you know me?
Take out your contest packet.
She opens up.
Peel off the front cover. You'll see in the corner it looks like it can be separated.
And she reaches over and peels the corner back.
And inside she sees a copy of the police report of the fire of her home from her childhood and a photograph of her parents. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you do. Now, we're going to have a discussion.
Are you one of them?
Do you think your masters are ever going to release you? You are so far in debt you can't see daylight. And even if you pay it off, do you think they'll let you go? What is the retirement plan for your position?
No, they assure me they're gonna, when I get done doing what I'm gonna do for them, they're gonna, well, they said it'll be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Do you know, I can almost guarantee you they have invested in this casino to make sure you stay underwater because you've been worked over from about 5 minutes of you sitting down at the Texas Hold'em table. You are their slave.
You can't sway me with your words. You're fucking monsters.
Monsters, you say? Monsters are ones who fill you full of lies. Monsters are one who promise you for good service you will get your reward, but the rewards never come. Monsters are ones that take a bright, young, brilliant woman and enslave her to do their dirty work, while they capture people, torture them, experiment on them. You call us monsters.
One of your kind made my father a monster, made him do things to us.
Dr. Loomis.
And as soon as you say that name, you hear a hiss coming from her.
I have information on him. That's why we're having a conversation.
What do you want?
Noah Grewal.
We're going to cut right there down to the steam tunnels. When the howl sounded, you can see in that mirror that was reflected, Akawa jumps up and he actually grabs Tessa and pulls her behind him and stands in front of her. And he says something, but you can't catch it from here because you're not quite close enough. But he says something
Nicholas, being closest, is going to move in the direction of Akawa and just say, Lupine are coming.
to her. And Victor starts, oh, this is going to be really fun. Their kind hates your kind. Oh, this is going to be great. I can see some new shit. Oh, yeah.
And yeah,
So
Nicholas is making
Nicholas
his
starts
way.
running down there.
Yeah.
And Akawa, you can't even see Tessa behind Akawa at the moment. I mean, she literally, he's a big man and she is not. And as you storm into the room, Akawa definitely is taking on more of a defensive stance, but he looks over you and his eyes shoot to Isabella.
As soon as like Nicholas gets into the room close, like just enough to like get past him. He's not aiming for Akawa. He's not aiming for Tessa. He's getting clear of the tunnel so everybody else behind him can get out. Like he is very obviously not trying to attack Akawa. He's trying to make way.
And when Akawa looks at you, Isabella, he actually looks over his shoulder. I told you she'd come for you, Tessa.
Is it so he's able to recognize me even
yes.
with like the glasses and the face mask?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
I told you she'd come for you. And you actually hear Tessa go, okay, owe you $10. Now,
Was I not supposed to?
no, actually you were, as far as I'm concerned, but we don't have time to talk about this shit. We've got a problem. That's a pack. I heard 4. There's 2 more somewhere around.
Are there any other ways in?
Of course, you think I'm going to back myself in this corner?
Then that's probably where the other 2 are.
Then we need to start running. Now, Roscoe, you wanted to use Scry the Soul, right?
Okay. Yep.
Intelligence Auspex. It's against Composure Subterfuge. And you get a bonus to yours, of course, because you could feel Auspex is very easy to use. You have 5 so far. You going to willpower?
Yes.
Then roll your rouse check after that. 6. As you look at Tessa's soul, with as close as she's standing to Akawa, you can read both of them. He is worried about her. And you see no links, no ties between the 2 auras that link them together at all. You're pretty sure she's not bloodbound.
So I say, she's not bound. She's here by her own, with him by her own will.
And he spins, he goes, we got to run, but I would never do that. That is not the way. That is not honor. You do not do that. Now follow me if you want to get out of here, because we've got to go. We can't take 4.
Then lead the way.
And he eyeballs the group, and he actually settles on Jenny and Lamar. Whatever happens, protect Tessa.
Got it.
And he charges around a pipe, and there's a little side tunnel that leads off from the pipe that you couldn't see from where you came in. And you all charge down another tunnel. And we're going to flash now as you're running. Back to Jackie.
But if information on Loomis is not enough to sway you, I will tell you. I could make one phone call and your debts would disappear in 5 minutes. You could have a fresh start.
They'd never let me go.
There are ways.
You fucking blank bodies, you're all the same. You're going to do to me what that monster did to my father.
No. I do not do that. We are not all the same, just as your kind are not all the same. And honestly, we need more that will help us prune the bad apples from our orchards.
How can I believe you?
We police our own.
But how do I know you're not lying? I mean,
I suppose we'll have to meet another time so you can look me in the eye and tell me if I'm lying. Think on it. I'll be in touch. And Jackie gets up and leaves.
And as you go to leave, you actually see her just staring at the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
at the case file that you put in front of her. And you can actually hear her softly crying as you walk out of there. And Evan, he just nods to you because he's in another part of the restaurant watching her as you go.
Mm-hmm.
He nods to you, just does his head a little bit.
Jackie
Mhm.
doesn't even acknowledge and just walks back to the bar.
Okay, you go back to set with Arjun Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is your business concluded?
Absolutely, it went well.
Perfect. So sit here and,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't drink, but you can drink.
I can drink and tell you how good it tastes.
And tell me how things are in Europe. I know I've got my stories, you've got yours, but
Yes, it was interesting going back after so long away.
yeah. And the two of you begin talking again as we flash back to the group as you're running down the steam tunnels. Tessa, right behind Akawa, with the rest of you following. And as you're running through this steam tunnel, this one is not a straight shot. Akawa keeps dodging to the left and right. I'd like everybody to roll wits awareness.
Instinct supply.
Yep.
Would concealed objects?
No. Damn, very nice, Jenny. Damn. That's very nice. 7 on a crit for Jenny. That's very nice. They are gaining on you, Jenny, but not as fast as they should be. Slowly closing the distance, but they're not moving as quick as what you would expect.
Genevieve just kind of calls out, they're not, they're toying with us, I guess is the nicest way I can put this. So unless you have a exit soon, I would say we're probably being herded where they want us to go.
Akawa slows down a minute. You can get her out of here, right?
Oh, definitely.
Up ahead here, there's a ladder. You're going to take the ladder. You're not going to like it. It's going to hurt. But you're going to take the ladder. I'm going to lead him away. And Tess actually looks, no. And he goes, Tess, I'll be all right. I've done this before. If anything happens to her, I'll find you. You understand? Hope so. And he starts running again. It's not long before you hit a ladder. And you can feel something's off about this ladder as soon as you get near it.
Is it similar to the sort of like off-putting, like feeling we got from the building?
Yeah, but not as strong.
Directionally, are we headed like we orient ourselves?
You've been
and
running
headed towards it.
Almost parallel with it. Since you've asked that, you suspect that if whatever it is of that building is a circle, you're right at the edge of the radius of it.
Got it.
All right, everybody up and out. Let's go. We've secured the package. Let's get out of here.
Everybody,
Nicholas will go up the ladder first.
willpower check.
How do I do that?
Just hit you can just hit SP, or not SP, just hit frenzy at the bottom. Frenzy works. Yep. Wow. Okay. You got one success, and you can't willpower test.
Yeah.
You take 1 aggravated damage when you touch the ladder. But you can climb it. You all see Nicholas's hands sizzle and burn when he touches the ladder. Everyone else, give me your willpower. Just hit the frenzy button.
This fucking night, man.
2, 4, 5. Three. Isabella, you also. Your hands sizzle and burn when you touch the ladder. And you take 1 aggravated damage. And you feel holy fire burning your hands. Now for me to roll for Tessa. She touches it and climbs it without much of anything. And as you come up this ladder, you step out. Above it's a metal grate. Looks like it's a vent for the steam tunnel, as a matter of fact. But it's hinged. You can probably, Nicholas, you're not quite strong enough. You're going to have to move to the side and let somebody else climb the ladder past you to try to push it.
So I have 3 strength.
Oh, you do? I thought you had lower than
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you can push it. You can flip it up.
Yeah, no, it's dead bodies are heavy, man.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And you flip it up and you can smell the air of night. And as you clear the top of it, you hear a Kawa down below screaming.
As soon as I get up, the first thing I'm doing is looking around.
A Kawa's scream is not of pain. He's yelling out a challenge. You think you can hunt me? Come see if you can find me. This is my place. Let's play in the tunnels, boys. And as you clear up the grate, you get up. Jenny had a 7 for your wits awareness. We're going to go with that. As Etienne, who is taking the rear guard, clears up over the grate and closes it. Jenny, you notice something bounding towards you.
Genevieve just says heads up, and she kind of tries to take like that low defensive stance.
It's bigger than a wolf. It's man-shaped, but extremely large.
Fuck.
What is everyone doing?
Shitting themselves.
That's valid too.
We see him running like directly towards us.
Yes. Just one.
And it's not Kawa.
No, you've never seen, I don't think any of you have ever seen a crinosporium werewolf. Normally those who see them don't survive. So.
Yeah. Around in the chamber, Lamar shoots it.
Okay. Etienne immediately, you hear him switching magazines.
Isabella will fire too.
Okay. So, Jenny, are you waiting for him?
Genevieve is going to. She's going to do something prudent for once, and she's actually going to activate her toughness so that she can kind of act as the shield if need be.
Okay.
So, and I failed.
And again, your beast raves, and suddenly your claws grow involuntarily. Don't know why, but you actually grow. They're not the normal. They're a bit larger. They're still wolf claws. Very big wolf claws appear, grow out of your hands. The coloration isn't even normally what you see with yours. It's a spotted brown for some reason. Very reminiscent of the claws you see on a creature running towards you.
Fuck it, win in Milwaukee. And Genevieve actually kind of lets out a slight howl as well, and just kind of takes her kind of like knees crouched kind of stance at this thing. So
okay, so we got people shooting. Go ahead for those shooting. What are you doing, Nicholas?
I am also going to rouse for toughness because big angry thing running towards me. seems like a good idea.
No, it probably is.
I'm just gonna rouse. What is it? Is it Dex plus firearms or Composure plus firearms?
Whichever one you want to use.
Sweet. I'm gonna rouse.
So whether you rely on your hand-eye
Research.
coordination or do you rely on your steadying your breath and everything else. Let me pull this. This is pain in the ass to do it this way. Need that. I need to make a copy of the thing. I need a copy of this. Thank you. Now I can actually roll for him because of the way this thing works. It doesn't let me roll unless I make a copy of the sheet. Okay. So let's see who's first roll shooting.
I'll go.
Okay. Now remember, every additional person who shoots at him, he has one less die from his athletics pool coming against you. So go ahead and roll your dex and firearms. Roscoe rouses.
It's lagging, I think.
Yeah, probably. Well, come on. Try it again.
Okay.
Then we'll have somebody else shoot while we wait for it to catch up.
You want me to?
Go ahead.
Hmm.
3 successes. That's pretty good on a total of 4
That's a
dice.
good-
For
I
you, that's a
know.
great roll. Yep. Hey, there it just threw some dice finally. I think that was Lamar's. Doesn't look good for successes, though. It looks like I see 1, but let's wait until it catches up. No, 6. Jesus Christ. Okay. That's pretty good, Lamar.
I can still willpower that, can I?
Yes, you can. You've got 3 dice available.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Sure.
Nine successes. As it's running towards you, dodging at an insane rate of speed. He had 5 successes. You managed to catch him as he's moving towards you, and your round slams into him. I'm assuming you were loading the silver first because you had no intention to shoot vampires tonight.
Yeah, that's the silver. That's silver.
And it slams into him. You've got a margin of 4 on him. That hurt. 6 damage. Aggravated. Let me mark that. The bullet slams into him, and he actually causes him to stumble and tumble a bit before he resumes his charge. But it actually threw his stride off from 1 bullet. Isabella, your turn. You've got your 3 rolling for his. Should have 1 less die now. He does. Wow. No. Come here, dice. Give me these. You fire, and you would have hit him if he hadn't stumbled and tumbled a bit, and it actually caused the bullet to fall slightly short. And now we have Etienne's shot. I've already rolled his. Now this guy's down 2 dice. And Etienne lets off a burst. He got 6, is what the werewolf got. Etienne actually had 5. Etienne actually manages to miss, oddly enough. The wound is caused this thing to move a bit faster. We have Jenny waiting for it to get close. Nicholas, what were you doing?
Sure, I'll fire.
Remember, every time it doesn't hurt you to fire because he ends up with 1 less die every time. No successes? Well, let's see. Yeah, you missed. He had 3. Roscoe, what are you doing?
I shot. I got 3 on 3 dice.
Okay, let me roll his last roll here. He's down to 3 dice from yours. You had how many successes?
3.
Wow. Roscoe, you managed to hit him. He's dodged a number of shots, zigging and zagging and moving around where the bullets are. He only had 2. You have a margin of 1 plus 2 damage. You did 3 more aggravated. That hurt. And as he's getting close, he actually slows down after Roscoe's bullet hits it. Not moving like he should. Not moving anything like he should. And he crashes into Jenny. Jenny, you can do your attack. Now this is... He unfortunately has a hell of a lot of penalty at the moment.
Woo-hoo.
Because he's got wounds from silver, aggravated. That gives him, actually, he's incapacitated from the wounds in terms of his ability. He's got less dice in his pool. He had 2 successes versus your 6.
So I
And-
get 4 plus the 2 for
Feral
Claws?
weapons, yep.
a.
As he slams into you, Jenny. Now, your feral claws don't do aggravated to him. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter. As he barrels into you, these elongated things that aren't your normal claws, you manage to catch him by his throat. And using the sheer momentum of his charge, you pull back and proceed to take his head completely off. He only had 2 health left. You exceeded him by 4. That's still enough, even if it's superficial, to convert it straight to lethal. You have killed him.
Genevieve kicks the head in Lamar's direction for your collection.
Hell yes.
And Etienne goes,
Oh.
we've got to run gunshots.
Yeah, and there's one other one around here too, right?
Tessa goes, well, Kawa said there was. I don't see him. But he probably heard the gunshots. And you can hear screaming on the campus not far away as people, drunk people, heard gunshots. They're running too.
As much as I want to take this thing, probably can't really afford to. Sorry, Lassie. Timmy's stuck in the well this time. And Lamar moves to head straight to the vehicle.
Yeah, as we're running, Nicholas is going to pop the mask off and the gloves off so he looks less conspicuous.
Etienne looks over, holds the clipboard and goes, start screaming as we're running. What everybody else is doing. We're just electricians.
Takes off.
Isabella runs and she like kind of like pretends to like trip and fall for like good measure, and then gets back up and starts running.
And Tessa's looking at you all like you're a bit crazy.
Oh no!
Run
And
away.
then she understands and goes, oh God, I gotta get out of here. God, they shooting. Oh God, they shooting. It's not that
As
believable. She's not a very good actress, apparently.
As we're running towards the car, I'm looking for that other werewolf.
Don't see it. I guess his buddy should have waited for his friend. Because even a werewolf, 1 versus 5, when silver bullets are involved, doesn't end well. As you get to the vehicle, Emilio's already behind the seat. You can see him. He's sitting behind the wheel. And as you pile in the vehicle, he's actually laughing. I knew when I heard gunshots, it was you all. Didn't even let me burn anything. Didn't even tell me to burn anything.
We'll have to come back another time.
Oh, I'm sure. And
things got hot all of a sudden.
that's a pretty good one there. And
So
you
to
hear
speak.
cars peeling out as people, they're them gunshots. Cars are going every which way. He's like, hold on, we just going to act like the rest of them. And he slams the van in gear and actually drives across the grass over the curb, peels through in front of it, and cuts back to the road. Because you got to look like you're panicking like them. Act like they've never been heard a gunshot in him before.
These
And-
Milwaukee people are nuts. I'm going back to Chicago.
Then you ride off with Tessa. And all you hear from Tessa, I hope he's okay. I hope a cop was all right. Jesus Christ. You didn't have to do that, the big fucking lout. Now we flash to Jackie. As you continue, eventually you catch sight of Felicity
Mm-hmm.
as she doesn't seem she's enjoying her night anymore, because 30 minutes after you left the restaurant, she heads out the door. And you see Evan hanging around outside, just outside the bar,
Mhm.
just waiting.
And she tells Arjun, well, it was a lovely evening with you, Arjun. I hope we can do it again soon sometime.
I hope so too. Make a schedule to come by the temple, please.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'll pay my proper respects.
And he actually looks down at his phone. I'm not going to ask you about what I just saw on my phone.
What did you just see?
Explosion, north side of town. I know that location. Somebody just blew up the damn Anubis Lodge. You're here with me all night.
All night.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask.
I'm also a soldier. And she gets up and walks out.
And as you walk out, Evan takes your arm again and he leans closer to you. She sat there crying for half hour.
Good. Means she's full of doubts. Next conversation will go even better.
And he takes you back to the car and you head back to Chicago, as is the rest of the coterie. And as you're all driving, you see police cars pass you going towards, well, and you're for the main part of the coterie towards the campus. For Jackie, they seem to be heading north out of town
Mm-hmm. To the lodge.
towards the lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And does anyone need a conversation in the vehicle, or are you going to wait till you get to the...
Oh no, Jackie's waiting.
Isabella wants to ask Tessa, like, care to explain what was going on?
And they took me prisoner. And then Decker made Akawa guard me, and we started talking. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You know, he hates Decker.
Would not surprise me.
He won't say why, and he won't say why in the fuck I asked him, why did you fucking serve him? If you hate him. He won't tell me, but he's actually a pretty nice guy. He started off treating me. I mean, he said, honor dictated I had to be treated a certain way. When he showed up, they had me handcuffed to a chair, and he took the handcuffs off, said, you shouldn't have a lady handcuffed like that. And he sat and kept me company. I knew I couldn't leave. He said that that's the one thing he couldn't allow me to do. But other than that, brought me food once in a while, people to eat. And we just kind of talked. He's been through a lot. He didn't want to be one of us.
That, unfortunately, is something we cannot help.
Yeah.
Now we're free, and maybe we can even find Akawa again to figure something out.
I hope he don't get in trouble, but it's a werewolf attack. He's smart. He'll figure it out.
I have a feeling there's some other stuff that might be of concern. I
Yeah.
don't think that he'll get blamed for anything.
He told me he figured it was going to be you to come get me. He also had bets Karna would come get me, but she don't talk to me anymore. She don't like me. And everyone can hear her saying that. We haven't spoken in years.
I know. I would never leave you there, though.
Yeah, I know. You always looked out for us on the outside. And you all ride to the club. And Tessa spends half the time gushing about Akawa, which is kind of weird because all Isabella's ever heard of him, what little she's heard of the name is he's a fucking fierce, warrior, fucking lupine killer. Apparently she saw something else. And when you get to the club, Jackie's already there.
She's actually pacing in the conference room.
And Emilio drops everybody off. He's like, I'm going to go. This van's going to disappear. It was seen at the scene. I'm going to go drop it. I know a crack house in Gary I can leave it out front of. I'll be back, Isabella.
I have no doubts.
And when you come in, Jackie, when everyone walks in, Etienne comes in. And you can see his Mac 10 is actually on the outside of his coat because he pulled into the garage anyway.
And she literally walks up to him first and puts his face in her hands. Are you all right?
I gotta say I am actually. Glad I had people here with me. Your friends here are pretty good. Well, I'm gonna let them tell the story. Needless to say, I missed and they didn't.
And she just gently strokes his cheek. Get yourself a drink.
Big one.
Yes.
And Tessa looks over, and Tessa's, she's got black hair. It's kind of cut short. Black hair. She wouldn't call her gorgeous, but she's not a bad looking woman. Appears to be early 20s.
I am so pleased to see you all, and you must be Tessa.
Yeah. Nice place. I haven't been here before. Pretty nice.
Thank you.
Didn't really get out of the university much. I was always there studying.
How did it go, everyone?
Nicholas will put the gun that he had on the table and look over at Lamar. I think this is broken.
Might be operator error, but I'll check it out.
There were
All
some
told, though.
unexpected guests, Jackie.
Oh?
Some dogs showed up.
Yes, Mr. Shaw told me that that's been an increasing problem there.
And Tessa looks over. Mr. Shaw?
Very well, actually.
He's always around Decker. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but everyone speaks highly of him.
He is a well-respected and worthy of that respect individual.
I didn't get much time at court, but from what I understand, he spends a lot of time. He seems to be in the private confidence of Prince Decker, so.
Yes, it seems many are trying to bring Decker to his senses, but I fear it is, not ever going to work.
Yeah, well. Akawa says he's a lost cause.
I tend to agree with Akawa.
And she actually looks over at the rest of you. I'm glad you didn't hurt him. He's not a bad guy. Trust me, he's not. He's just got a reputation.
Jackie looks over at Roscoe. Should you inform Tracy?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, I think I should. Tessa, how do you feel about Tracy?
Tracy Graves?
Yes.
I haven't talked to her in years. She spent quite a bit of time with Karna for a while there, and when Karna first did her thing, split off and told you believe it, she told the trencher to go pound sand. She told Vienna to pound sand. It was pretty funny, actually, pretty amazing in some ways. But I haven't seen her since shortly after that. Since shortly before Karna left.
She was very concerned that Decker was holding you.
She's
Mm.
pretty nice. I mean, yeah, I was a prisoner, but I'm kind of, I mean, okay. She seems hesitant to complain about the thing, but she feels uncomfortable with the subject at the moment.
I'll let her know that you're okay.
Perfect. Because I have a feeling Decker's going to want to take me back.
Yes, that's not going to happen.
Does anyone know why I was taken?
Honor.
Wait, Honor? She's alive?
Yes.
When she disappeared, I thought fucking Decker had offed her finally. I thought she'd mouthed off to him one too many times in public and he'd...
No, I helped her escape too. But Decker didn't like that, as you can imagine.
No, he probably wouldn't. Ooh, this is a problem.
He was worried about you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I was worried about her. I thought the monster had gotten her. Even Akawa wasn't sure what was going on. I asked him why he was guarding me. He didn't even know why I was taken.
That's interesting. Isn't he pretty close to Decker?
I mean, he runs the Anubis. He's Decker's the head of the Anubis, but since he's become prince, he's kind of don't have time to be the head of anything other than his city. So Kawa kind of took over. So, I mean, you could call Kawa the head of it.
It's interesting that he knows so little about what's going on. But yes, Decker was upset that Honor was gone.
Oh.
So he was going to trade you for Honor.
You know Decker, he's paranoid.
Oh, yes.
You don't trust anyone. You don't even trust Akawa enough to tell him. That's exactly
Clearly.
what Akawa said. He bitched about it the second night we were together about, if he's going to be the head of the fucking Anubis, he should be able to, know what's going on.
I mean, especially why he's guarding you.
Yeah, well.
So it seems like he would have spent time with you anyway.
Yeah, he was a bit of a charmer. He said, well, if he's got to do something and not know why, at least it was with a pretty lady.
You didn't by
But-
chance see Peter when you were coming in, did you?
Etienne he texted me a little while ago.
Etienne's
Etienne
not
left
there.
the room. Yeah. So you got a text from him then.
Oh, I
Peter texted he's on his way just recently, just shortly, right before you came in the room.
Would have been nice to know.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. He should be here shortly, which means he may be coming in at any point.
Okay.
Well, there's one less lupine in the world tonight, so
Really?
oh yeah, Jenny dropped him like a bad habit.
Well, Miss Schutz, you never cease to impress.
I'm pretty sure I can't take all the credit for that, but their heads do pop off. So
And Tessa kind of gets this look on her face. It was kind of crazy. She just, it got shot, and then it kind of lunged, and she just kind of stepped to the side. And what was wrong with your hands, though?
no fucking clue. But you know what? It all worked out.
It's
so.
a damn place. That's what I've been doing. I've studied the place. It does weird things with those who try to. Premonitions are crazy there. If you try to look into the future or get a sense of things, it's weird. But the gangrel, they don't like going there because they said that their beast kind of goes feral.
Yes. I can confirm that much. My beast was howling in my ears the whole fucking time, it felt like. So
That place is linked to the lupine somehow. That's what I'm trying to figure out is how. I know it's linked to him. They don't run that far into the city. Except when they find out one of us is running amok, doing anything on that campus. And then they come.
That is very interesting.
I don't even know what that...
That could
Paranoid
possibly
bastard.
explain why Mr. Shaw reported increased activity from them.
I don't even know why that bastard put me in there. He should know better.
He's crazy.
One of our kind in there. I mean, I know where I can go to hide out. But don't go near that Joan of Arc thing.
Yo, yeah.
And Jackie, you noticed that Nicholas and Isabella, their hands are burnt because it takes a while to do the aggravated damage. To heal it.
Is that what happened to you two? And she looks at Nicholas and Isabella.
Nicholas looks at his hands and then sort of like puts them behind his back. Indeed.
I appreciate the information, truly. That place is of concern. Our storyteller has gone vacant.
I was looking at something real quick.
Well, it won't be of concern. I suppose sorry, we were in such a rush with all of the furry assholes howling in the tunnels and stuff. Have we had any word on our little C4 package gift?
Lamar,
it went off.
Lamar, you haven't heard
Oh.
anything from the people that you sent, the 4 that were sent out there? Not a peep from them.
I haven't heard anything from my guys.
Peter did tell me that he's on his way back. He should be here any minute and can give us a report from his end. I do hope your people are safe.
Is this room one of the Faraday cage
Yeah.
rooms or whatever?
Yes.
Do we have like a TV that has like a direct line in here or no?
Oh, yeah, there's-
Just curious.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Genevieve turns the TV on because she figures it's gonna be on the fucking news if something actually an explosion happened in
Oh, yeah.
Milwaukee. So
There's a couple things on the news. They're alternating between an explosion just outside of town and a shooting on the campus. 3 confirmed dead.
Does it say anything about who's dead?
Nope. Just 3 dead. No other details have been released at this time. And Tessa watches the news and she's like, I hope that fucking lout's okay. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. Karna tell
We
me
only killed.
not to talk to him though, because all men are bad. That's what Karna says. They're real nice to you, and then when you start liking them, then they turn on you. That's what we had an argument about, actually.
Well, it was very pleasant to meet you, Tessa. Oh, I apologize. I don't believe I introduced myself. Jacqueline Durant.
Yeah, you can just call me Tess or Tessa.
Pleasure. And do excuse me, I need to check and see if my other man is here.
And as you go to open the door, Peter's right on the other side of the door because he couldn't text you once you got in there.
Mm-hmm.
His hand's on the doorknob as you turn it, and he's standing there in front of you.
She actually goes out into the hallway and closes the door, and she gives him a hug. Everything went well?
Yep, no problems at all. I left at this real shithole of a bar.
Awesome.
It's in the bathroom in the trash can. Kind of bar that don't have cameras.
Yeah.
Everything go okay on your end?
Very well. Very well.
I saw Etienne. He's downstairs with a bottle of bourbon.
He had a rough night, but they were successful.
Good. I'm
Yes.
glad. I'm gonna go down and make sure and check in with him.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Peter.
He started to say make sure he's okay, but he actually switched over to check in with him.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that, Peter.
And
I go back in.
okay, and he heads down the hall.
Well, my evening was not nearly as eventful as yours, but I also had success. But we can discuss later.
Well, if you was successful, then I'm assuming the money was well spent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Future negotiations should go well.
Good stuff.
Since Roscoe, you're gonna have to leave the room to text Tracy.
Mhm.
I think. Go ahead. What you got?
I was going to say, excuse me just for a second, guys. I need to just go let Tracy know everything went well.
Let me pull up something real quick. You text Tracy that everything went well. She actually replies back, "Good. I'm on my way to see him."
Good. And I text back to her, good luck.
He'll need it. And then she texts back, Samantha says hello.
Hi, Samantha.
And then she texts back, "You're in for hellfire treatment." And then a wink emoji. Okay. I'm going to let you step back in the room before we end the episode.
All right. And so I stepped back in and said, let Tracy know. And she's on her way to see Decker right now.
Wait, Tracy's going to go see Decker?
It's probably going to be a short meeting. Or maybe it's a long one. Hard to say.
I suppose it depends how mad Tracy is.
Oh, she was mad.
Oh, God.
She mad.
He is really going to want that bacon.
You ever seen her mad?
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in Decker's office right now, just seeing the terrible night he's having.
Tracy's real nice.
Except when she's not.
Exactly. She's got a well-controlled anger problem. And when I say an anger problem, it's only a problem for those she directs it at.
The more I hear about her, the more I really want to get to know her. I think she and I would get along very well.
Anyone got a place I can stay for a few days?
More than welcome to stay with me.
And anyone got a secret way you can pass a message back?
Yes.
Tell Okawa I'm safe. Get that message to him.
I will get that message to him.
Perfect. Thank you. And as we end the episode with, well, the coterie just learned one important thing. Silver bullets. Don't know how many it takes to kill a werewolf, but we know how many they used. And gangrel claws will finish it off. Jackie found out. She knows now what Loomis might have done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's called leverage.
Yes, it is.
And I would like to thank, of course, the players. And Nicholas. Nicholas, you've got a new friend that's going to come visit you. Victor was really interested in everything that went on. He's a curious type. He's going to curiously start looking for you. Be ready for that. Thank you, everyone, for episode 2. I'd like to thank the players and the viewers. The player vote this week, everyone gets it. Now, I'm going to say I'm not going to let them every week vote for everyone because that would just turn it into a 3XP an episode game, and we can't allow that. So, but this week, because it was the season premiere, of course, I'll let everyone voted for everyone. Everyone gets it. Please pop over to the Discord, join us. We cast our shows from the Discord. We hang out on Zoom on the Discord once a week. We can chat about the game on the Discord. We've got a really great community and nice people over there. You can just come over and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. We do non-streamed content once a month, roughly, give or take. It depends on our schedule. Of course, you want to check out some other great content creators right over here, our friends list. Give Mischievous Red here a follow. Pop over to her Twitch channel, give her that follow. She's kind of been busy and ain't been able to stream much lately, but I'm sure she'll get back to it eventually. And when she does, you'll get to watch her. Check out Ravenous Archon, because you're going to hear his name come up in a minute when my wife gives her part. You want to catch our back episodes? Right over here, YouTube's. Catch all the back episodes. We got all the good shit. Merch, get your Windy City merch. I mean, look, there we go. Nicholas has got his cup. Get your Windy City merch. One of our viewers even got his Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would counselor t-shirt he's wearing.
It says on the front, Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would. And then it has a tent, a teepee tent. And then on the back, it has counselor. And it's literally a Jersey style shirt that looks like a camp t-shirt. It's awesome.
Yep.
And you can get it in different colors too.
That's all thanks to Lamar who come up with that. That's the merch we did with that. I'm trying to think. I think I covered the things.
Support.
Yep. Oh yeah, if you want to support this, thank you. If you want to support the channel here on Twitch, give us a follow on Twitch, give us a subscribe. If you watch it on YouTube, give us a subscribe on YouTube. Way to support it. If you want to give to the players, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to Relin or I. We get nothing from bit or donation. That goes just to the players as a way to show thanks. If you want to support the studio, that's where the Twitch subscription comes in. Or because Twitch takes half of all subscriptions, they're pimps. And not the good pimps like Roscoe down there, because I don't think Roscoe would take half. He's not that bad. You can pop over to our Ko-fi over here, and you can donate that way to the studio. And you can even do a monthly not subscription, but a monthly recurring donation to the studio, just as a way to offset, because it gets expensive for the players and the studio running these shows, but we do it because we love it.
Yep.
And now I'll turn it over to my wife for the schedule.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us for episode 2 of season 6. Oh my God. This was an explosive episode, y'all. Kaboom. Well, coming up on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Ravnos Archon is running Mage the Ascension, set in 1988 in Miami, Florida. It is the continuation, season 3 of his Miami Mage Chronicle. You want to join myself, Revben Powers, and Zeddy as we basically are staring down a monster up in Lydia's sanctum and where we go from there. So that's
only 2 episodes left.
Only 2 episodes left, so you want to catch it before it ends. So that is at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And then on Saturday, the 26th, we have TIS at 4 p.m. Eastern, not 3 p.m. because daylight savings time is stupid. And and Europe does it on a different weekend than we do in the U.S., so it's at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can join her and her crew for Call of Cthulhu 7E, set in Victorian London, called London Esoteric Society. You want to join us then for the cult stuff. And of course, we'll be back here on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern with Season 6, Episode 3 of Windy City After Dark.
And if you like World of Darkness, let you know. I mean, every Sunday is Vampire. But Tuesday for the next few months is also World of Darkness.
Oh,
Mage, there's 2 episodes left. When it's done, Werewolf comes back.
And then after that, Demon
the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be...
months of Tuesdays of World of Darkness.
Yep, so Tuesday takeover of McStabber Studios is in full effect, everybody. And as we end all of these, of course, please, everybody, take mental health seriously. Please check in on those around you. Friends, family, loved ones. Enemies, doesn't matter. Check in on them. Make sure they're okay. Be that voice they need, because sometimes all it takes is somebody reaching out and showing they care at least a little bit to pull somebody off the ledge that they're on and to be that lifeline. And if you do suffer from mental health issues like many of us, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with, being aware of your own mental health. And if you do feel you need someone to talk to and you don't have that around you, in chat right now, list the names and numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get you the help you need and somebody to listen to you, because mental health is health, everybody. It's not a joke. It's an important subject around here. And we want you to be around for a long time. So please, and if you're not in the U.S., because we have our European viewers, one was a guest player last week. There's a link there. Go to your country of origin. You can actually get support lines for your country so that you can get the help.
It covers over 140 countries, so more than likely you'll be able to find help you need there.
And if it's a country that's not in that list, Google is your friend.
Yes.
Please find the help you need.
Please.
Please do what it takes. It's that important.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to let my wife do her parts.
Well, as you know, I'm Mama McStabber. I'm a nurse. I'm one of the nicest mean nurses you'll ever meet. Timber Brad down here is one of the meanest nice nurses you'll ever meet. We're going to tell you not yet to get your shots. We're going to get to that. But first, we're going to tell you that everyone should have the right to health care and support. It is not a luxury. It is a human right. And
Facts.
honestly, what's going on in Texas and a few other states is just flat out morally and ethically wrong. There is currently a bundle on Itch.io that is $5 for almost 500 TTRPG games. Go, please. Buy it for $5. Get a crap ton of games you may never play, but you'll enjoy reading some of them, I guarantee it. Because that $5 will be put towards helping the trans youth of Texas. Please, please. Humans deserve care and support and love. Now, I'm going to tell you, and Brad's going to tell you here, get your damn shots.
Get the damn shots.
Because it's hard to care and support and love other people if you end up croaking from preventable diseases.
Everything's opening up.
Truth.
Get your shot.
Yeah.
Enjoy everything opening up.
People are still dying. They may be dying at a slower rate, but they're still dying. So please go get your COVID shots. Please, please, please. Thank you.
Yeah, this is not, it's not over, so don't take it lightly. But again, with everything opening up, if you're enjoying everything opening up again, that's because people are getting their goddamn shots.
That's right. That's right. You know, almost 70% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. Almost 65% of that is boosted as well. That is why rates are decreasing. Not because it's going anywhere, but because more people are protecting themselves against it.
So from the cast of this amazing table here, I love all my players. I hit them with a couple loops that they didn't expect tonight. We'll see how this one ends up. We will see you next week. Thank you all for coming. And good night, everybody.